How's it going, everybody? I'm shooting this on October 24, 2019. I'm going to China in 2 days, and I thought I'd make a little video on how I set up to be ready to go online in China. As you know, China has restrictions on going online, and I just don't want to be encountering any hassle. So before I go, I already prepare how I'm going to go online. This is my backup method. Actually, this is a Pokefi Pocket hotspot. It's by the Hong Kong-based company Pokefi. It actually is a virtual SIM card, I believe, and it just connects to Pokefi's partner networks in the countries you travel to. You can actually bring it anywhere. The Pokefi, you basically turn it on by long pressing. And when it's blinking green, that means the Pokefi is connected to the local roaming network. It does not have its own satellites in the sky, okay? It's just connecting to the local mobile networks. It's got partnerships with them. So if you're in an area with spotty mobile coverage, like LTE is very spotty, then that's going to be spotty too. Turn it off, you just long press it. And that's it, it's off. This works just like a pocket hotspot. Connect to the hotspot. To know the hotspot name, you have to open the back of the Pokefi device. You will see your IMEI data, SSID and all. It's basically here. I don't want to be messing with it anymore. So you connect to it and that's it. So to log into your Pokefi account, all you have to do is to type Okay, this is the page where you manage your data. You could see your battery life. You could see your how much data used today, 0 megabytes. I just turned it on to make this video. This is your current balance. Actually, I don't own this device. I borrowed it from a friend. When I borrowed it, it had 3.67 gigabytes, but I thought I'd top it up with 5 more just to be safe. So how do you top up? You click package. It loads the various packages available for you to purchase. You could pay for it with PayPal. It's very convenient. So let's say you purchase 5 gigabytes data. It already comes with a China VPN. I don't need this because I do pay for NordVPN. Yes, I'm aware they were hacked, but whatever. So 5 gigabytes data with already a built-in China VPN for $30. 5-day pass for US dollars 15. And you know, these don't expire that fast. So if you take a look, this 5 gigabytes data that costs $15, and then here's 5 gigabytes data that costs $30. The difference is this is good for 10 years and this is good for 2 years. So far, it's pretty good. My friends had it for 5 years already. So this is the package I purchased last night. So I'm making this video, but I'm obviously uploading it only after my trip has ended in November because first I want to report on whether it worked properly or not. My primary one is SIM card. I bought it from a local meaning the Philippines dealer of various SIM cards for travel. I just don't want to encounter the hassle of landing in China and having to look for a prepaid SIM card dealer. So this is the SIM card. Basically, it's a triple cut SIM. It's got the giant cutout if you still use such old school phones, then micro SIM and then nano SIM. So you pop out the smallest cutout if you got a modern phone. This is the company I bought it from. So I'm gonna take out one of my home SIM cards from the Philippines. I'll take this one out. I'll pop this China SIM card in. And there you go. This is China Unicom. This is my Philippine SIM card, the one that says Smart. And I'll be ready to roam in China. When my trip ends, I'm gonna put this part at the start of the video and then I'm gonna report on whether the connections were successful or not. Okay, it's November 5, 2019 and I'm back in the Philippines. My backup device is this Pokefi device. I got the package that did not come with a VPN because it was cheaper. I just got a 5 gigabyte package. And it actually worked pretty fine with most chat apps that I use, which is mainly WhatsApp and Viber occasionally. Viber is really huge in the Philippines, although it's not as huge globally. It worked, although there were some hitches. Number one, when I first turned it on upon landing in Quanzhou in China, which was where my destination was, it took like hours to lock in on a signal. It was just blinking red. I checked the FAQs. It said that if it's just blinking red, that means it's having a hard time locking on a signal. I tried everything, you know, popping the battery out and switching it on and off. Eventually it turned green and I was able to get a signal. Using WhatsApp with it was not smooth the entire time. Occasionally when I try to send a message, the little clock icon shows up, meaning it's sending but it's not sent. But occasionally it would work. So actually not occasionally, maybe 80% of the time WhatsApp and Viber work with this, 80% of the time. Also very interestingly, when I moved locations, cities from Quanzhou to Xiamen, which we had a day trip to Xiamen, it also took hours for it to lock onto a signal in Xiamen. I don't know if it's because I was changing location. So when I got to Xiamen, after like a couple of hours, I noticed it still hadn't, the signal wasn't, green yet. I just switched it on and off the usual, and it didn't get a signal until way late in the afternoon. The reason why I had to have this as a backup device, in addition to the SIM card that I purchased, was because I wasn't alone. I was traveling with family, and they didn't have SIM cards, and I just wanted to be able to share internet with them instead of them having individual SIM cards, which is like a pain to have to set up and configure because they're senior citizens. So anyway, that's basically it for Pokefi. Oh yeah, I also subscribe to my own VPN, like NordVPN, and it worked pretty okay, like 90% of the time last year, but this year I wasn't able to use NordVPN, like it just wouldn't connect, like both using this Pokefi device and this China Unicom Hong Kong roaming SIM for China, which I got in the Philippines through Lazada, which I talked about in the first part of this video. The China Unicom SIM card from Hong Kong that roams in China for a flat fee, this is my primary mobile data device for China. I popped it into the second SIM slot of my phone, as I showed you in the first part of the video, and this generally worked fine. So this package, 150 Hong Kong dollars, that's good for 8 days. It's supposed to only come with 5 gigabytes data, but if you activated it sometime in October, there was a promo that gave you 7 gigabytes for 8 days, which was pretty decent. You could basically access most things without a VPN using this. So that means Viber, WhatsApp, YouTube, they were all okay. Occasionally though, there were also hitches, same with this, so that, well, even if I see a full 4G signal, it takes a while to be able to send a WhatsApp message, but at least I was able to send without encountering issues like, not being able to send or open Instagram and stuff like that. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, I could not open Instagram with this Pokefi, but I was able to open it with this. But remember, the Pokefi has a special package that comes already with a VPN, so if you want, you could get that. I didn't because I was thinking I already have, like I said, my primary methods of going online. Not to mention, I have a NordVPN subscription. I just didn't realize it was not going to work this trip, which it worked perfectly fine last year. Also, interestingly, like I mentioned, this Pokefi device, while WhatsApp and Viber worked with it, it didn't work with it in all locations. Because, like I said, this Pokefi device, it just locks onto whatever partner network signal it has. So whenever I was in the hotel and I was using this, I could get my Viber messages and my WhatsApp messages, and I was sure it was through this because I turned off the mobile data, so I'm pretty sure it didn't get into my phone using this China Unicom SIM. And I'm pretty sure also it wasn't the hotel Wi-Fi because I checked that I was connected to this hotspot. And yeah, Viber and WhatsApp messages would come in, but when I'm out and about in the city or whatever on the move, sometimes Viber messages are super delayed or there's a lag, but they still do come in. So that's interesting to note that depending on location, you may be able to get messages or not, or get it delayed. Very interestingly also, I was able to get notifications for apps like YouTube, Netflix, and Instagram using this. Yes, and I'm sure it's this. I eliminated the possibility that it was this SIM card because I had also turned off my mobile data at the time to save my mobile data because I only had 7 gigabytes. So the notifications for those apps came in, but when I clicked them, I couldn't open them. Well, not without a VPN, but my NordVPN wasn't working, and I was busy anyway, so I didn't really try to figure out which VPNs I could use to circumvent the Great Firewall, so just reporting on that. Also, very interestingly, on my phone, the Wi-Fi icon on my Xiaomi Mi A2 phone, it actually showed an X like no internet, but on my father's Xiaomi Mi A3 phone, which is the same Android One system of Google, it's got the Wi-Fi icon, but it does not say no internet. My Mi A2 clearly detected that the internet is somewhat crippled, but somehow it showed the X icon where it says no internet, but on my dad's like stock Android phone, which is the same thing except a newer model, I'm sure it also detects that there's something off with the internet, but it doesn't say no internet. Also, another thing to note is that when we were out and about and using this, and I had turned off the mobile data on this China Unicom SIM card, so I was just sharing this with my family and my own device. Oh, by the way, this could connect, I think, up to 5 devices at a time. So at the time, we only had 3 at a time. Interestingly enough, both their phones were able to receive Viber messages and also Line. I wasn't able to when we were out and about, but when we were back in the hotel, all my messages came rolling in. So it's just very unevenly applied firewall. Anyway, those are the only interesting things of note. I guess there's really no conclusion to be drawn except that A, you need a secondary way of going online. Don't just rely on one if you're in China. And number 2, your mileage really will vary depending on device and location. Thank you for watching. Hope you found this a little informative at least. Please thumb up this video if you did, and I'll see you next video.